takes the very thing that I enjoy, and somehow or another, he manages to turn that into a ministry, giving me an opportunity to serve him. Well, Isaiah's Place began one Sabbath afternoon. It wasn't something that I looked forward to, or it wasn't something I thought, oh, I need to be doing this. Isaiah's Place got started on a rainy Sabbath afternoon when it was fully my intention to go home and catch a nap. So I figured with the rain, it was a good opportunity to do just that. But as I got ready to go home, I was at church with the potluck. And as I got ready to think about going home, all of a sudden something spoke to me and it says, how are you going to rest when you haven't done any work? And I'm looking around and I said, okay. So at the time I'd been doing a lot of traveling with work, so I had a lot of toiletries and stuff. So I wasn't going to go at it alone. So I went and got another family, and together we put 20 toiletry bags together. And we thought, okay, we're going to go give these to the homeless. The only problem is I was so disconnected. I'm like, I had to call somebody. It's like, where are the homeless here? And so she said, well, go downtown. And so we went downtown, and then we asked the man there, we said, where are the homeless? And he told us to go to the cage, and he directed us to where it was. And so we were giving out the bags, and I don't know, I didn't even think, because they said, oh, the bags are good, but you got any food? And I said, oh, sure, I'll bring some next week. And that's how Isaiah's Place got started. So in 2017, for those that like numbers, we fed a little bit over 5,000 meals. So now in 2018, even without walls, we've doubled in over 9,000 meals. Our goal and our hope is that that will increase. In preparation for our food distribution today, we started actually the cooking at 10, but it took us like 2 hours before to pick up the food items and then transport them to the site that we're going to that we use to prepare the food. So it's a process, you know, and it's only because like we don't have a place. But when the Lord sees fit to prepare that place, we'll be glad to see it.
Tell me a little bit about what you're doing today.
Well, today we are preparing for our meals that we're going to serve for our homeless, our friends, our neighbors in need out there on the streets.
Sometimes, and they don't know I do this, but like sometimes when all the whole team is busy and doing, I just kind of step back and I'm just in awe. Jesus, you brought them, you brought this one, and just when I need it, you put this in place. And sometimes I feel like Isaiah's place is so big that, Lord, I can't. And that's the truth. I can't. But it's not me. It's him. And he's given each of us something to do, big or small.
Do you have an idea how much time you guys spend per week to minister to these people? Have you guys ever quantified it, or?
We never have, because we don't even think about it.
Yeah.
It just comes second nature. It's a calling. It's a mission. We have that passion.
Before we were Isaiah's place, it was just a couple of families coming together, cooking food, and it we didn't even think of how it would grow. Our only desire was to be the hands and feet of Jesus and say, okay, what would Jesus do? What with Jesus as our example, how has he led us? What did he do? And he went in and he met the basic needs. He fed the 5,000. He healed the sick. And so that has been our motto. Christ is our motto. It's really a door opener. And I keep saying that simply because it is. When we bring food, then they come. And then we go to them. And then we begin to talk over the food. It's like, I hear you, I see you, you're important to me. And so we put the food out there. But then after we began to bring in the food, in those conversations over the food, then we began to be able to introduce Jesus. And as a result of those conversations, introducing Jesus over the food, then we came to know that they couldn't go to some of the churches. So I'm like, oh, you can't go to church? Come go to church with me. So we began to pick them up, taking them to church. And then some of them would be shy to come because maybe they couldn't get to the shower and get a bath before, so they didn't want to come to church. So I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of this. If y'all saying you can't come to church, I'm going to bring church to you. So that's how we started with the Bible studies. And we started having the Bible studies just on cardboard on the ground. And every week I would come, they would make sure I had nice, clean cardboard so that I could sit down. And we were able to worship the Lord. It gets so exciting because it reminds me that I couldn't do it. But this is where the Lord wants us to be. And he will make a way. Even if it's through a piece of cardboard, he will make a way. And that's what he's done. And so from that, we've grown to, we give them our numbers. And they'll call and say, Miss Robin, so-and-so's in trouble. He needs prayer. I pray for me. That's my friend. And we pray and we talk. And it's really the Spirit moving in a way that we could not imagine. They'll come saying, you know what, I loaded my backpack the other day and I was on the bridge, but some say don't jump. It's those type of things where we know that the Spirit is working. And we're feeding the souls of men, because when they come from the bridge and they come with heavy burdens, they know that not Miss Robin or Miss Pat or anybody, they know that the Spirit is going to be in this place. They know that the word is being shared. So our goal is just to be like Jesus. And I believe that's what we're doing. I love my friends on the street. I love them. And I know that they know it.
met Robin a couple of years ago, right here, on a Sunday evening, doing Bible study, running around, lost, right, you know. Lord and behold, I came across her, and after going through a few scriptures and all that, I actually felt better. Isaiah place is definitely something to be welcome.
It's a godsend.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and it's doing a good work out here.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Well, I lost my job, so I got to start all back over. I got so you can say that I don't hit rock bottom. So I got to climb back up to the top.
Got to climb back up to the top. Well, what is Isaiah's place? What's Miss Robin done for you? What does she do? What service?
Well. She was right now. She kept me strong, and she was really a truly blessing to me, and and one for her to tell you the truth. I want to know what I do right now, like that.
Yeah.
And she kept me on the right track. I'm tell you, boy. Out of all the people I met in the world, she one of the most sweetest, one of the most sweetest people I met in my whole entire life.
Well, I'm blessed by it.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like she's giving you some hope.
Yeah, she gave me a lot of hope. She really is.
Yeah. Does she do Bible studies or anything like that
Yeah.
out here?
Yes, she do Bible stuff on Sunday. So she be here. And I want to care she had to go to work. She'll be here 12 o'clock noon. She'll be here 12 o'clock noon, right on time. With the Bible study. She take it serious.
Yeah.
Everything she do, she take it serious, and she take it real personal too. And then if I get missing action, she will come looking for me. I ain't never met nobody like that.
Yeah.
When I get missing action, a lot of people don't come looking for you.
That makes me feel good to hear that.
They do. I get missing action, she will come looking for me.
They know it. I tell her, you might not hear, but I hear it. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
run in these circles. They talk about, her and stuff, what she's doing and stuff, and they love her, you know what I'm saying? Because they think she's genuine.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
Well,
saying?
that's right.
Yeah, the mouth can say anything, you understand? But what are you doing?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? What do you want to do? That's where the proof is, faith without works or whatever, however that works. You know what I'm talking about?
Without works is dead.
Yeah, ain't worth a quarter, Jack. Yeah, so she's out trying to work. You see her, and if they love her, she's genuine.
Yeah.
I kind of met them in a weird way. I was hanging out here for a while, and they were coming out and doing Bible studies. And one day they invited me, and I told them I wasn't interested. And then I sat and listened to them, and then they came back the next week, so I joined in. And then we joined in, and the Bible study started to expand. So
You've
then
been blessed.
She told me, yes, we all have been blessed.
Yeah.
And then she told me about this program, Isaiah's House, that she was trying to do, and the work she's put into it.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, well, I met her here about maybe 2 years ago. I think I was one of the first, actually the first person that she met when she came out here. And I started harboring other people to start, You have a lot of come just don't want to eat. Some come because they like the ministry. She is a very beautiful church. Man, I'm so sorry I don't get to go as often as I would like to because I'm homeless, I'm on the street, but
Yeah.
she comes to pick me up, take me to her house sometimes. I'm cooking in her house. I run out of her kitchen. That lady is so beautiful. I can't wait for Isaiah's place because you know what? I'm going to be the cook in there.
I've heard of
I
you.
am going to be the cook.
I've
At
heard
least
of
that's
you.
what I'm thinking anyway.
I've got fellas on the street saying, Miss Robin, we can't wait till that Isaiah's place gets up because we can come and help cook. And I can cook, and it'll serve as a place that'll give meaning to lives. And some might say, well, what's cooking? But if you were once a chef before you landed on the streets, your heart and your mind is back. I meant something then. So now we can have a place where they can come in and cook and serve others. And there are a lot of times when some of the guys off the street will come in and we'll bring them over and let them cook, and they serve, and they hand out food with such pride to the other guys on the street. That kind of trust is there so that when we sit down and we speak of the love of Jesus, they believe us. That's what I really believe the Lord wants us to be about. Just sharing his love, letting them know that you love them, opening our doors. Isaiah 58, that's where we got the name from. Isaiah 58 says that if you open your doors to the hungry and the homeless, that's the fast that he asks of us.
I just want to say thank you to Isaiah's Place. I just wish there was more people out there like them, because I think nobody should go hungry, especially children. And it's just a blessing to have people like this out here. And I just want to really, really say thank you to Isaiah's Place.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you sharing that. Yeah. Has she changed your life?
Yeah, she changed my life. She helped change my life because I was like the type of person that didn't know how to go out and feed the homeless and all that.
Yeah.
And she helped me to learn to help go feed the homeless.
Yeah. Well, I know she really loves your prayers. She loves that you help feed the homeless, and thank you so much for blessing her with all of those skills.
Yes,
You're gonna
ma'am.
keep doing it?
Yes, ma'am.
You promise?
I promise.
Do you need a kitchen?
We need a kitchen. We need four walls immediately.
And when you say four walls, you mean a kitchen, a pantry?
We need a kitchen, pantry. We need a commercial kitchen so that we can cook large amounts. And as we have a place to serve, then our opportunity to serve will increase. Our dream, as it were, we put it on paper, and then we just pray over it. But in our dream, the pantry would be able to serve larger amounts of people. Right now, we're serving from our pantry anywhere from 50 to 75 families. And that's with us parking on the street, putting a tent up, and giving fresh fruits and vegetables to a community that doesn't have grocery stores in that particular area. So we bring fresh fruits and vegetables, canned goods, and different healthy things so that y- we could teach about nutrition and what's healthy and demonstrate it right there. Um, with our pantry and our kitchen, our goal is to do healthy living classes and teach and show right there, cook it right there, and they can see, and then we can send them home with bags of healthy items. That's our goal. We need the kitchen. If there is a most urgent need, that would be the one, and to set up that commercial kitchen and cafeteria.
So the ultimate goal for Isaiah's Place is to actually create a village for those folks that are on the streets. And what we're saying, and what we want to do is provide mental health, provide education and some type of occupation, offer them different types of training so that they can be self-sustaining. So our plan is to actually build a community center where they can come for different healthcare services, classes where they can be trained. We'll offer some type of religious services so that oftentimes those folks on the streets don't feel comfortable going to church. So we want to offer them a place where they can go and honor God and be thankful.
We have to provide resources that will empower them to make life changes that will help them to stay off the street, that will help reintroduce them back into society in terms of jobs, in terms of just how they view themselves. We've planned to really develop the whole concept of Isaiah's Place through stages. Our first stage we've already begun. We're already doing that. We're feeding first and the third Saturday of every month, as well as every Sunday. And we've also added to that Bible studies every Sunday. The second phase is where we not only like do the Bible studies, but we also serve as a resource for the homeless population so that we can help them get off the street. So we are helping them to navigate throughout the resources so that they can get a place. So we're doing that. But then the third phase, our dream or our goal is to create a community for our homeless population where they have all of the resources that they need in one place, one Christ-centered place. So we want to develop housing and educational programs um, where they can get education so that they can get a job, so that they can become more independent. How we plan to do that is we have an awesome architect on our board that we want everything that we do to be multi-purpose. So we have um, housing that can be used for either a single family or um, anywhere from 4 to 8 individual men or women. Um, but within that home, we could also like have worship or have AA meetings or any of those things. And then to add to that, as we grow within that community, uh, we can have multiple housing to be able to service um, men, women, children, families. Um, then we're also planning for a multi-purpose building that will house our cafeteria so that we can feed 3 times a day. Our multi-purpose center will also serve as uh, uh, like our worship center, and use it um, so that it could benefit in many ways. None of us make changes overnight. So this hands-on uh, approach helps us to, with within this community, helps us to be a positive influence. If you've been on the streets, you've seen the negative, you've seen the hate, you've seen the death and all of that. How long has it been for many of these folks? Uh, how long has it been since they've seen love in action? That somebody is there when they're sad, or somebody is there to talk to, or somebody is there. How about to remember their birthday? Little things like that that seem small are a part of what makes us who we are. So that is why we are taking the community approach. We became aware that there were ministries that were really struggling, trying to get supplies. There is an orphanage, and then there is a hospital clinic that was started as a ministry
Where?
in Haiti.
In Haiti.
In
In
Haiti.
Haiti.
And so what we had a surplus of like dried beans, 100 pounds, 50, 100-pound bags of beans. So what we committed to doing was supplying dried goods and things that could be shipped uh, to Haiti and barreled up and shipped there. So we support those ministries in goods and items that will serve their ministry. One of the examples of what we did was we had a surplus of just vitamins and uh, Tylenol and just all kind of odds and end things. So we shipped about 8 boxes over to Haiti.
In the um, ministry, uh, they they were they go to a little village, and they were, just studying the Word of God, but again feeding the people. At one instance, a lady came up, and she had just brought her father from the hospital, and they sent him home to die. Um, and she said, "Do you have any kind of medicine, anything for my father?" The hospital didn't have anything. We don't have anything. Could you share something with us? They brought out just the vitamins that we had sent, and he gave them to her. She took them home, and in about 3 weeks, here she comes with her father, the one that was sent home to die, walking with his whole family. Now they want to know about the Jesus that they had prayed over, these vitamins, the one that heals. So we're excited when we get reports of how God is using IP Global. We also have a ministry in the Philippines that we are completely funding. So that we had a couple that came and watched Isaiah's place here, and she kept crying every week. She's out feeding the homeless, and she's crying, and we're like, "Why do you keep crying?" Well, I mean, it's sad, but and she's like, "No, there are so many in the Philippines that are hungry. There are so many sleeping on the streets. I want to do this there." So we trained them. And now, when we feed, they're feeding in the Philippines. And they're sharing the love of Jesus in the Philippines to children that are sleeping on the streets, to those that are hungry. They have Bible studies. Uh, they have a large group that participate in their Bible study. And so IP Global is committed uh, that 10% of whatever we intake will go to further the cause of Christ, not just here, because we have a global message. We have a global responsibility. And so all we're going to do is be the hands and feet of Jesus. And IP Global serves right now in the Philippines and and two ministries in Haiti. And our desire is that it would grow. There's a group that's in need in India, and we're talking and trying to see how we could meet the needs of a children's home in India as well.
So he'll open the door for another ministry, maybe a shoemaking ministry, or maybe, like I said, a book reading ministry, or maybe a hairdressing, haircutting ministry. All of those can come and be a part of Isaiah's Place. So now Isaiah's Place becomes a resource of ministries, a resource that they can find love and caring and new life by others who, like myself, didn't even know that they had it in them. And now I can't stop. I can't stop because the Lord isn't finished. And I hope that it gives hope to somebody like myself that was sitting around, and I said, "Lord, I'm not like doing anything." And he calls me on a rainy day to get busy, to do his work. It is just more than a notion. So if I leave anything, God can take anybody and use them to do anything if we just make ourselves available. I promised the Lord I would be like water. Lord, if you use me, you can pour me however you want to pour me. Now, some of us, he'll pour in a nice clean glass. Some of us, sometimes he'll pour me in a nice office, but sometimes he pours me out on the streets. Sometimes water will run down the gutter. It's okay. As long as I'm in the will of God, that he can pour me however he wants to pour me. And that's all that matters. If I can show the love, a little bit of the love that he shows me to somebody else, then I've made him happy. It's inconvenient, yes, It's backbreaking, yes. Tiring, yes. Lonely, yes. All of that. But then I think about when he came to save me. He was by himself. He left angels falling at his feet. He left the beauty of heaven to come to this dark place. All for me. Because he has this crazy kind of love for me. When I think about that, when I think about that, doesn't matter how tired I am. Doesn't matter if I gotta carry pans up and down 3 stories. None of that matters. I just want to go home. I want to spend time with him where we don't have to worry about any of that. That's all. I don't have a whole lot to give, but when we give him our little, he'll make it a lot.